Hey there, this is Anne-Marie, the Anti-HR HR lady, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to determine whether your boss is racist or otherwise engaging in discriminatory behavior in your workplace. Oftentimes people come to me and they tell me that they feel that their boss is engaging in discrimination, but when we start to talk about the behavior that their boss is engaging in, it actually doesn't line up with discrimination. So today I want to talk to you about how to really zero in on whether your boss's behavior is discriminatory. And the best way to do that is by not zeroing in on what your boss is doing, but zeroing in on why your boss is doing it and paying very close attention to the way that your boss treats your other colleagues and members of your team. Oftentimes you can come into a work environment and you may find that after you've been working with your supervisor for a while, they start acting differently towards you, coldly. They start excluding you from meetings and not sharing information with you. And you may think, this person is doing this because they just don't like me, right? But pay attention to whether or not other people on your team are also experiencing the same treatment, or whether they're continuing to receive information, receive job opportunities, they're not being frozen out. And then pay close attention to whether those people are members of the same protected classes as you. It is extremely important to understand what a protected class is and which one you belong in to be able to easily identify and navigate discrimination in your workplace. So know whether or not you are, a member of a protected class based on race, ethnicity, religion, ability, gender identity, sexual orientation. All of those things are very important for you to understand so that you know whether or not you might be getting singled out because your membership in one of those areas, or whether your boss is what we might call a garden variety equal opportunity jackass. But in many cases, you will find that when people are engaging in discrimination, they particularly target different members or specific members based on their membership in those classes. And you'll notice that people that aren't in certain classes receive positive treatment, and people who are not don't receive positive treatment or don't receive the same opportunities. Oftentimes you'll notice that certain people get promoted, certain people get picked for special training, certain people get certain opportunities, right? And you want to always pay attention. And of course, be documenting any differential treatment that you experience or that you see other people that are members of protected classes experiencing in your workplace, because often if it starts with one group, it can trickle down to other groups when you're dealing with a person who is racist or otherwise has a proclivity for discriminatory behavior. So don't just, when your boss isn't very nice to you or says something mean in a meeting or singles you out to try to embarrass you or make you uncomfortable, or despite no matter how hard you work, you don't get recognition. Don't just focus on that behavior, but very much focus on how they're interacting with other people on your team and other people in the workplace versus how they're interacting with you. You guys hear me say this often, but I say it often because so many of you still just don't get it in terms of being able to really closely understand the difference between a boss who's just a bad manager and a straight up jackass versus a boss who is racist. So again, pay close attention to not just what your boss is doing, but why they're doing it. Spend time assessing how you are treated versus how other people on your team might be treated, and then document carefully the differences and the patterns of behavior so that you can draw a clearer picture that connects what they're doing to why they're doing it, and make an argument in your favor to be removed from that work environment with some cash from your employer if that's what you want to do. I hope this little tip was helpful. This is Anne-Marie, the Anti-HR HR lady, and I'll see you in the next video.